Are you thinking about some of these questions? What are the set of capabilities you need to develop within your enterprise to accelerate AI agent innovation while preparing for enterprise robustness? How can you build a roadmap that takes AI agents from grassroots experiments to enterprise scale impact while securing top tier stakeholder support? Which areas need immediate budget so that you can strategically invest in AI agent capabilities? Hello, and welcome to our Leader series on AI agents, where we explore the ins and outs of deploying AI in the real world. I am your host, Karan Gupta, and today we are diving into a critical topic: the capabilities you need to develop AI agents that actually work in a business environment, from small scale prototypes all the way to enterprise wide solutions. Here's the game plan for today's episode. 1. Why is it so crucial for business leaders and AI enthusiasts to understand what's required to build and sustain AI agents? Number 2, what are some of the key capability dimensions you have to consider, covering everything from process and technology to data and responsible AI? And number 3, we'll take a closer look at some of the key capabilities within those dimensions that you as an AI leader should think about. By the end, you'll see how these elements fit together to help you scale AI agents effectively, whether you're a grassroots innovator or leading a global enterprise. Before I start the episode, here are some of the technical terms I will use. Would be good to be familiar with them. One is a LLM, which is a large language model. These are AI models like GPT trained on vast text data to generate human like responses or perform complex language tasks. Number two is ML ops. They are a set of practices very similar to DevOps, focusing on development, deployment, monitoring, and governance of machine learning models in production setting. Number three is DevSecOps or SecOps, AI Ops. Basically, these are variations of DevOps focusing on security and AI operations, each emphasizing automation and continuous integration with different specialized concerns. And number four is vector databases. These are specialized databases that store data in high dimensional vectors, which are often used in similarity searches for applications like image recognition or semantic text matching. Why understanding capabilities needed to implement AI agents is so crucial. Let's start with why having a clear handle matters so much, especially if you're a business leader or an AI enthusiast aiming to champion this technology and roll it out within your enterprise at a much larger scale. Number one is grassroots versus enterprise, bridging the gap. AI innovation often starts at the grassroots level. An enthusiastic team member tries out a new large language model or generative AI tool to automate a small task. But but turning that experiment into something that scales enterprise wide requires a set of well defined capabilities: robust data pipelines, secure infrastructure, risk governance, and so on. If these aren't in place, you risk pilot purgatory, where great ideas never make it past small scale tests. Number two reason is scalability and future proofing. AI agents must handle growing data volumes, more user demands, and potentially new features or integrations, like hooking into multiple departments or external partner systems. Without planning for scalability from day one, you will be constantly patching or rebuilding, racking up technical debt that slows your innovation. Third key reason is strategic alignment and return on investment. Aligning AI agent projects with business goals ensures they actually deliver measurable outcomes, like cutting operational costs or boosting customer satisfaction. When executives see tangible ROI, it's easier to secure funding and cross departmental support. If your AI agent is just a novelty, it'll be the first initiative on the chopping block if budgets tighten. Number four is risk and governance. Overlooking governance can lead to compliance nightmares like data breaches, biased decision making, or even reputational damage. The fifth key reason is responsible execution. By understanding the necessary controls and security protocols, you shield your organization against legal and ethical pitfalls. So if you are a C-suite executive or an AI leader, grasping these capabilities isn't just nice to have. It's vital to move from a cool pilot project to fully endorsed strategic AI rollout. What are the key capability dimensions? Now that we know why capabilities matter, let's talk about the six key dimensions that form the backbone of a successful AI agent program, whether it's a small grassroots project or a top-down enterprise initiative. And mind it, different level of maturities and strengths are needed at different levels of project implementation. So the number one capability dimension is people and process, involving cross-functional teams like domain experts, IT, data science, and business leads to define AI agent tasks and refine them iteratively. Think about covering governance workflows like how you plan, manage, and eventually retire or upgrade agents. Having a clear line of sight into that is crucial for success. Number two capability dimension is technology, which is the core. It includes everything from intuitive user interfaces to advanced orchestration engines that let multiple agents collaborate. It includes things like AI ML frameworks, DevOps, SecOps, MLOps, pipelines, all fall here, ensuring your AI solutions are robust and continuously deployable. And don't worry, we'll get into the details of some of these technology components needed in the later sections. The third key pillar is data. It encompasses everything from ingestion, quality checks, data governance, data lineage, storage solutions like semantic data, data lakes, or warehouses. Good data is the lifeblood of an AI agent. If your data is poor, no model, no matter how advanced, will deliver reliable outcomes. Number four is controls. Focusing on who can do what with the AI agent, from access controls to audit trails. It includes things like confidence thresholds, fallback mechanisms, compliance with organizational and regulatory policies like ISO standards. The fifth key pillar is security. It ensures you restrict access to only authorized agents, users, and systems. It covers data protection, encryption, threat detection, and how you respond to incidents like breaches, vulnerability, etc. The sixth key pillar is responsible AI, which looks at bias detection, fairness, explainability, and adherence to ethical guidelines. Stays current with regulations like GDPR or CCPA, ensuring trust and transparency for customers and stakeholders. Think of these six areas as the pillars holding up your AI agent strategy. If one is weak, say you have no plan for data governance, your entire deployment can collapse when you try to scale or face unforeseen complications. So, when you are innovating at a grassroots level, you may need very few of these capabilities to get things working. But as an AI leader, you need to always have a clear line of sight as to what all other capabilities you need to develop within your enterprise to be able to scale over time. Now, let's get a bit more practical and walk through some of the key capabilities you'll need under each of these dimensions. We won't cover every detail, but enough to give you a sense of what enterprise readiness looks like. And trust me, this is a great framework a lot of enterprises use to build a roadmap and a trajectory of how to scale in future while not hampering innovation today. So the number one pillar was people and process. So within that, think about cross-functional collaboration. You need a structure that brings business, domain experts, data scientists, and IT together. This aligns AI agent goals with real business needs and ensures domain insights aren't lost. Because trust me, the key to the success of an AI agent is the domain knowledge. It is not just the large language model operating on its own. Real proprietary information that an enterprise carries is what brings differentiating value to an enterprise. Number two is about life cycle management, like having a roadmap for retiring or upgrading agents as data evolves or new regulations come in. Document version changes, who authorizes them, what the new agent behavior is, to avoid black box confusion. Then think about rapid iteration and governance. This encourages grassroots experimentation with very clear boundaries and guidelines. Once a project shows potential, having a governance committee or a steering group to decide how to scale it responsibly is key to AI agent success. The determinators for when an AI agent is ready for scaling is very unique and ever changing in this world of AI. And hence, as an enterprise, you want to be prepared for that. Let's talk about the second pillar, which is technology. This is the core, the backbone. This is where a lot of new tech would sit. So, being flexible, experimenting new technology while being prepared for long term scaling is key. So, if we speak about some of the components or capabilities within technology dimension, one is like front end and orchestration, a user friendly interface, be it chat, voice, or a dashboard, so humans can interact seamlessly with these AI agents. Orchestration is about tools that let multiple agents talk to each other and to external systems, like LangChain, LangGraph, etc. The second key capability is AI ML tooling and integration. This is all about using frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and MLOps pipelines for continuous deployment. This includes using latest LLM models like Llama or GPT or DeepSeek. Ensure your systems can talk to each other very smoothly via APIs or microservices. Integration is key to the success of an AI agent. Then let's think about some DevSecOps, MLOps, or AIOps. This is all about the ability to automate, build, and deploy processes, baking in security checks like scanning for vulnerabilities right into your deployment pipelines. And then the root of all is a scalable infrastructure, choosing cloud or on premise solutions that can handle traffic spikes. Containerization like Docker, Kubernetes for easy scaling and consistent environments. Bringing together all of these key technologies will help build a comprehensive AI agent framework. Let's talk about the third pillar, which was data. Data is the lifeblood of an AI agent. There are certain key capabilities within this dimension like data ingestion, preparation, which is all about pipelines to pull data from various sources and cleaning and transforming them. Real time or batch processing, depending on the agent's needs. Like fraud detection may need real time data. The next key component is data governance and quality, which is all about clear ownership and accountability. Like who owns the data that each AI agent uses? Having clear accountability of that is key. Quality checks and versioning to ensure that agents aren't making decisions on stale or incorrect data. That's extremely important to ensure that whatever results AI agents produce is trusted by the stakeholders. Then it's about metadata and lineage, tracking where the data comes from, how it's transformed, and who's accessing it. This is essential for compliance and for diagnosing errors quickly. And then the most important is scalable storage, having data lakes or warehouses or semantic data storage like vector databases for handling complex data and semantic queries. Then caching strategies to reduce latency in decision making. These are some of the key components which are really needed to make an AI agent work comprehensively. The fourth pillar is controls. Having the right controls in place at varying degrees of maturity is key to AI agent success. Some of the capabilities needed within control, they are access and authorization, like role-based access control to decide who can modify AI agent logic. Ensures you don't accidentally let unauthorized people tweak critical business processes. Having the right monitoring and audit trails, which is comprehensive logs of agent decisions and system interactions, enabling rollback or forensic analysis. Tools to see who did what and when, which is a necessity for regulated industries. Having the right fallback and escalation, which is confidence thresholds for complex decisions. So the agent can say, I'm not sure, let's get a human input. Automatic alerts to a supervisor if something looks off. Number four is compliance and governance, which is about regular reviews to ensure alignment with organizational rules like ISO and external regulations. This fosters trust among customers, investors, and employees. The fifth dimension, which is security. A good way to think about it is having identity and access management, which is like multi factor authentication, encryption of credentials, and strict policies on who can access certain systems. This minimizes the risk of credential theft, leading to large scale breaches. Number two is to think about data protection and encryption. Encrypt data both in transit and at rest, and a robust key management system to avoid unauthorized data encryption. Threat detection and incident response. Continuous scanning for vulnerabilities, plus a well documented playbook in case of breaches. And the fourth capability to think about is network segmentation, which is isolating critical systems so a breach in one area doesn't compromise everything. Fine grained firewall rules for AI agent communication paths. And as a AI leader, you might be thinking some of these capabilities already exist in the enterprise. As a leader, it's all about recognizing some of the capabilities that are needed and how we can reuse and expand upon the existing capabilities, because many of these capabilities are really needed for an enterprise grade app. The sixth pillar, which was responsible AI, so some of the capabilities needed within that are bias detection and mitigation, which is like tools and processes to spot unfair outcomes or skewed data. Explainability and transparency, methods to see how the model arrived at a given decision, clear documentation of data sources, AI agent logic, and any known limitations. Another key capability needed here is ethical guidelines and policy updates, which is a set of do's and don'ts for deploying AI agents, like no discriminatory behavior or unethical data usage. A fourth capability to think about is regulatory compliance, like GDPR, CCPA, or industry specific rules, like HIPAA in healthcare. Failing here can lead to hefty fines or reputational fallout. This was a very broad brushstroke, I would say, but hopefully it gives you a tangible sense of what's involved in making AI agents truly enterprise ready. When you address these capabilities comprehensively, you'll have a solid foundation for growth and risk management. All right, we covered a lot of ground. Today we covered three key topics. One, why understanding capabilities is crucial for AI leaders, because it ensures your AI initiatives aren't stuck at the pilot stage, they align with business goals and mitigate risk. And most importantly, all of this not hampering innovation at the grassroots level. The second point we covered is what are some of the key capability dimensions to think of as you holistically look at AI enterprise capabilities. Number one was process and people, then technology, then data, controls, security, and responsible AI that act like pillars for AI agent success. And number three, we dove a little deeper into the must have capabilities in each dimension, from data ingestion to continuous ML ops to bias detection and fallback mechanisms. In our next episode, we'll look at the different levels of innovation within an enterprise. Think about grassroots projects versus top down initiatives and explore how you, as an AI leader, can prepare to support all these tiers of AI agent development effectively. You won't want to miss that, especially if you're balancing a big picture transformation with day to day experimental pilots. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of the Leader series on AI agents. If this episode was valuable to you, please share it with your colleagues or leave a review or a comment for me. And stay tuned for our next deep dive into enterprise AI innovation levels. And until then,